Hey everybody, welcome back for the October marketing update. I'm here with Josh Ferris, my man, and I'm Mike Points, the lender in the group. And we just got all of our stats from September for the Central Coast of California housing stats. We're going to share them with you. Josh is going to get into some really neat visuals on properties that he wants to show you that really encapsulate what's happening in the marketplace, not just in California, but right here on the Central Coast where you want to live. But before we get into that, viewers, if you're watching this on YouTube, down in the description is a link for you to help us understand what your needs are. You know, what city you want to live in, or cities, or how many bedrooms you need. All that data that takes about 90 seconds for you to complete gives us information that we can go out and tailor a plan for you. So it's pretty neat. In the description, if you're on YouTube, if you're receiving our monthly mailer, it will probably be in the email just below the video playing. It'll say click here. It's right above our quick stats for the month prior. So, and if you're watching on YouTube when you came to us from the web, please subscribe. We do these videos monthly. So you can click the little subscribe button down there. And if you make sure you click the bell, that will let you know as soon as our next monthly update has come out. So without further ado, that's all the house cleaning, keeping stuff. Josh, let's pivot to you and tell us about what happened in September here on the Central Coast.
Sure. Yeah, thanks, Mike. So we're seeing a bit more of the same that we've seen in recent months as the interest rates have increased. We still have relatively low inventory, and so that's maintaining prices for the most part here on the Central Coast. But we are starting to see some price reductions. And as we take a look at the days on market, we're starting to see, as we look into the future, that the days on market is increasing. So median sales price for September was $832 here in San Luis Obispo County. In August, it was $805, and in July, it was $847. So we've seen a little bit of a median price decrease from July to September. Price per square foot has gone from in July of $484 to September $491. So we've seen a little bit of an increase in price per square foot. Now, month supply, this is an important one for us. If you've been paying any attention to the inventory, how that we've had low inventory. The month supply here for the Central Coast has remained relatively steady at 2.2 months supply. And just as a reminder, month supply is if all of the current inventory that's on the market right now stays the same and no new inventory comes, at the current rate of purchase, how long would that be depleted? So 2.2 months. So just that definition, remind you of what that is. September of 2019, it was 4.2. So that just gives us a comparison of where we're at. We're still relatively low inventory. We saw the lowest month supply.
Josh, did you say 4.2 or 2.2?
4.2.
Wow.
In September of 2019.
Oh,
so
19.
Double.
Okay. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's a good contrast there. And then December of 2021 was the lowest. So that was only 1 month supply. So back in December. The important one that I want to focus on briefly is the days on market. So days on market were quite low back in July at 8. In June, they were 12. And now in September, we're at 18. So we've seen a 50% increase since June for the days on market, and we expect that to continue going up. But we're still relatively low in the grand scheme of things. Typically, the days on market for the county here is between 25 and 30 days, but that's something that we're keeping an eye on for the days on market. The new listings, we've got 227 new listings for September. And that is relatively low. Back in 2021, we had 338. And in 2020, we had 421. It's pretty typical. In fall time, we're seeing less new listings, but we're seeing that there are still some quite a bit active listings, 560 active listings right there. So real quickly to wrap up before we take a look at some homes is we're seeing that the inventory here for the Central Coast is still relatively low, but we're seeing it increase, especially with the increase in the interest rates. And then we're seeing the days on market increase a bit. So we're assuming that in the next few months, we're going to see some price reductions. And Mike, if you want to go ahead and pull up those homes, I'll show you what exactly we're talking about here. So here's a great example of what we're seeing here on the Central Coast. And like I said, home prices are holding relatively, the same, but appreciation is not increasing quite what we saw back in the early part of this year. But for example, we saw a 15% price reduction here on San Marcos Road. And this is a great home, 2,300 square feet, nothing necessarily wrong with it, 4-bedroom, 3-bath in a nice west side area of Atascadero, but had that 15% price reduction just because it was staying on the market. Spanish Moss Lane, if you want to pull that one up, Mike. So Spanish Moss Lane, this one had a 3% price reduction. So $25,000 price reduction, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,400 square feet, great neighborhood in Arroyo Grande, and just had a recent price reduction of $25,000. And Mentone, another great example here of another price reduction. We just had a price reduction of $10,000. So it went from $940 to $930. So giving you some examples of what we're seeing here on the Central Coast. Good news for you buyers out there. And so that's something to keep in mind if any of these homes are of interest to you. Now would be a good time to negotiate and to take advantage of some of those recent price reductions. So Mike, I'm going to go ahead and toss it over to you and give us the lowdown on what's happening on the lending side of things.
Thank you, Josh. I'm really glad you had a chance to show us some of those properties. And I think it's important, guys, this is what Josh does for you when we have a really good understanding of what your requirements are, what your goals are for the properties. So, in that survey that you'll complete, whether it's in the description or on the email list, that allows Josh to have that information in front of him while he looks at these houses that are having price drops. But he looks at the neighborhoods, whether it's in South County of the Central Coast or North County of San Luis Obispo County or in SLO proper. What I'm seeing on the lender side of things, because I actually get involved more after the pre-approval, I get involved more when we're in transaction, and I'm seeing contracts where sellers are making large concessions because they're worried about how much their price could drop if they stay on the market for the next 2-3 months, right? So it's October. What's coming? We've got the holidays, all of Thanksgiving that week goes right into December. January, typically a very slow time of year for buyers to get back to the marketplace. Everyone's kind of got the Christmas presents hangover going on, right? Where they're just trying to pay the credit card bills off. And there's just never really a lot of activity that time of year. These sellers are getting dreadful and I'm starting to see people paying off their full solar panel bill to compensate the buyer for buying their house at this price. A lot of what I'm also seeing is that buyers are getting smart and making lowball offers so that the seller can counter them to a price that the seller is comfortable with. And then it's getting into transaction. One of the things that Josh does very well is he tries to help you guys understand, if we could get 1 or 2% from this seller after their price drop, that is what they're already thinking about in their head. If we don't sell in the next 21 days, we might have to drop our price again. How much would we drop our price by? Josh finds a way to kind of let them tell us that while we're making the offer. If we get 1 to 2% seller credit on a $930,000 home, that's $18,000 I can put towards buying down your interest rate on a 30-year fixed product, or something that's coming back to the marketplace today that wasn't popular during all of COVID because rates were so low, is called a 2-1 buy down loan. What a 2-1 buy down loan is it's a very intelligent 30-year fixed product that is really set up for a first-time home buyer or someone that's moving up in payment and moving up in price for their real estate because they're selling a smaller home or a less expensive home and getting a bigger home. Think of the people that have a 2-2 and now the kids are going to junior high or high school. They need that third bedroom. This 2-1 buy down loan allows them to have whatever the rate is today. Let's say it's 6.25. Year one, your rate's going to be 4.25. So the payment's going to be $600, $700, $800 less the first year. The second year, it goes up one more percentage point. So it goes from 4.25 to 5.25, getting you closer to what your long-term 30-year fixed rate will be. And in the third year, it adjusts to the actual fixed rate of 6.25% for the next 28 years. Of course, at any point in time, you can do a refinance or sell your house. But what I like about this product is it's really a way to get the seller in a position where they're worried about the winter coming and take advantage of the dollars that they're giving you, maybe not in a price reduction, but certainly in a monthly payment reduction. That can get us over the hump for the next 24 months. And maybe this recession that everyone's talking about will be cured. Maybe your job promotion that you know is coming will be here. And or what I see a lot of, maybe the other spouse in your home or life partner in your home is in school. They're getting a degree, or they're working part-time right now, but they're going to go full-time when the kids go back to school. You'll be having more income in 24 months from now. So this is a great product to get you in and make it a bit more palatable when these prices and these interest rates have gone up the last 6 months. In fact, really all of 2022. So I leave you with that. I think that's a great way to, we're starting to see this market become a buyer's market. And in addition to price reductions, because sellers are trying to generate new activity, there's still some wiggle room on their price that we can use in a credit to help reduce our costs. Josh, that's all I have for this month. I think, in wrapping up, viewers, Josh and I do this every month because we want you to really get a pulse of what's happening here on the Central Coast housing market. What helps us understand what you're thinking about on a monthly basis is what your true home needs are. So complete that survey in the description if you're watching this on YouTube, or if you've got the email blast coming from us, please go back into the email below the video and above the housing stats. There's a little click here button. That survey takes 90 seconds for you. Okay. This is only coming to Josh and I. It's not going to a bunch of loan officers or a bunch of agents, just the people you've been watching that want to help you start making a professional plan so that as we get ready for next spring, or if you want to buy in the next 90 days, we can actively help you do that so that you don't waste time trying to do what we already know. So I really want to leave it there for you viewers. Thank you for watching this month, and we'll be back next month with another marketing update.